7 o'clock in the morning. This is a black panther I found in the wild. Just kidding, Inky is a lazy cat who just enjoys eating and sleeping. This sound effectively woke him up. Today we are sowing new grass from scratch. We will show you the steps for sowing a new lawn. No matter how easy and harmless it seems, without these steps, you will only do damage that is very difficult to correct later. So watch the video to the end if you plan to plant new grass, you will need it. Inky is more alert than ever, so we can begin. The video link in the description shows how to remove deep-rooted weeds without chemicals before planting new grass. It is best to plant a new lawn in autumn or spring, and in this video, you will see all the steps for a flat, thick, and healthy lawn. This is not a big toilet for cats, but rule number 1. If your soil is compact, you will need sieved or quartz sand. I will explain the amount and method of mixing with your soil during the video. Weeds that have not been destroyed by the foil will be removed, including the soil and roots, which I will demonstrate. It's time to remove the foil after 6 weeks. There are several ways to destroy weeds. I chose this one, which is very effective and without chemicals. The result is excellent. This method effectively eliminates deep and shallow weeds. It is best to install the foil in late summer when temperatures are still high. There is no possibility for any of the roots to survive. If any part survives on the edge, we will remove it with a spade, taking care to extract the entire root system. This is a unique opportunity to do it before the new lawn. Keep digging until you get to the very start of the root. Adding sand to the soil. If the soil is too compacted and cracks appear during summer, it may indicate the need to add sand. Weeds that are slowly taking over your lawn thrive best on excessively compact soils. To loosen the soil, you can also add sand to the existing compact lawn, but this is the best solution if it is mixed well before the new lawn because it loosens the entire layer of soil. How much sand should we add? That is easy to calculate. If you are adding sand to an existing lawn, then add 1 to 2 centimeters of sieved or quartz sand. If you are going to add sand to the soil that will be tilled before sowing the new lawn, then add 3 to 5 centimeters of sieved or quartz sand. How to calculate how much sand I need? If you're adding a 3 centimeters layer of sand, you'll need 3 cubic meters of sand for every 100 square meters. For a lawn area of 200 square meters, I need to spread 6 cubic meters of sand to create a layer of 3 centimeters thickness over the entire area. Tilling is rule number 2. The depth of tilling should be at least 15 centimeters, with the optimal depth being 20 to 30 centimeters. For less cleaning of the cutter blades, you should first remove the surface layer of grass. Removing dead veins and roots is essential to avoid accidental awakening and make soil tilling easier. During tilling, we remove all other impurities and stones at the same time. It would be best to have a small bucket to collect impurities when tilling. Obtaining clean and loose soil requires proper land preparation. Running the tiller through the soil several times will ensure that it is fully prepared for planting grass. This vital step is critical to the success of your lawn and can make all the difference in quality and final appearance. So don't skip this important step, take the time to properly prepare your soil. It's too early to roll the soil with a roller, but explaining that to Inky is proving difficult due to his impatience. Before rolling the land, it is necessary to fertilize. This is rule number 3. At this stage, you have the opportunity to increase the nutrient content of your soil. But before applying the fertilizer, we will remove the soil from the edges of the lawn to mix the soil and fertilizer evenly. After the mixing process, we will easily return the soil. The ends of lawns usually have sharp edges, inaccessible for tilling, that's why we do this. Organic pelleted chicken manure is an incredibly powerful natural fertilizer enriched with nitrogen and other nutrients essential for your lawn. Wholly acceptable and harmless to children, pets, and nature. The optimal amount of this fertilizer is 25 kilograms per 50 square meters. Chemical fertilizers primarily contain a lot of salt in their composition, which results in the deterioration of the lawn in the following years and the drying out of the roots of your grass. Then, the weeds take over. So, at this stage, you have the opportunity to increase the nutrient content of your soil with proper fertilization. By evenly introducing nutrients deep into the soil layer, it results in a healthier, more resistant, and more beautiful lawn. Don't miss this opportunity to transform your soil and take your lawn to the next level. Now, let's return the well-mixed soil with fertilizer to its place with a rake. Fertilized soil should be crumbly and free of impurities. Rule number 4 is closely related to rule number 5. Leveling the terrain and preparing the final layer by cleaning and separating large clods of soil. We do them at the same time. The top layer of soil that will be rolled must be finely crumbly and super clean. With meticulous attention to detail, your lawn will be a stunning outdoor living area. By walking on the tilled surface while doing this, we are already preparing the base for the roller. Rolling without first treading on freshly cultivated soil is difficult and creates uneven surfaces as a result. The roller's weight should not exceed the pressure weight of our feet. Otherwise, you will create an overly compacted soil through which water and nutrients will have difficulty reaching the roots, which will develop slowly and shallowly. Periodically gather all the impurities and large soil clods accumulated during the leveling process. This is one of the reasons for the bumps and bald spots on lawns. Fresh tilling the old lawn without destroying the weeds also brings weeds to the new lawn. Transform your lawn into a pristine paradise by removing the old weeds before tilling. Neglecting this crucial step will only mean those pesky weeds will transfer to your new lawn. By taking the time to do it right, you'll be rewarded with a lush and healthy lawn that you can be proud of. Rule number 6 is proper rolling of the field. When using a roller, it's best to push it in front of you to avoid leaving traces that can cause unevenness on the final product. I don't have to pay so much attention to it because I have trampled the ground a lot by leveling and removing impurities, and this is not the final leveling. Places that the roller cannot press, such as edges, press those places with your foot. The weight of the roller should not exceed a maximum of 100 kilograms or 220 pounds. At this specified maximum rolling pressure, the soil remains aerated and loose at the required depth for the best root development of your lawn. Grasses prefer loose and airy soil. Such soil allows them to grow quickly and easily and develop roots. Sandy clay soils are ideal because they have a good flow of water and nutrients. Purely sandy soils are not so good because water and nutrients pass through them too quickly, and there is not much for the roots to use. Even compacted, loamy soils are not the best possible because the passage of nutrients and water is difficult. Such compacted soils are the best for weed growth. After rolling the terrain, we can even out any previously unnoticed depressions or protrusions. We will easily do this with a regular rake because the soil is not too compacted. You have a chance at this stage after rolling. It is much more difficult to level the field later when the grass has already been planted. Go over the repaired areas again with a roller to ensure the final result. Do you recall the excellent tool I demonstrated for lawn aeration and removing dead grass and moss in my first video? I discovered another function of this tool that is necessary for sowing grass. With this tool, you clean and raise the final layer for sowing grass, which should be 1 to 2 centimeters deep. I will leave a link in the video's description if you don't already have it. This is also rule number 7 for an even depth of planting grass to get a uniform and firm root. With just one species of grass, I created a stunning lawn that was the envy of the neighborhood. That was beautiful but also too demanding. This time, I chose a package with 5 different types of grass. The advantage of this mixture is its excellent resistance to a significant difference in weather conditions during the season. You can sow grass seeds by hand or with tools, which I don't think are practical. Tools sow very little seed and thus create space for weeds that come on the ground and not from the ground. Thickly sown grass leaves no room for weeds. So, rule number 8 is not to sow too rarely. In the next stage of seed coverage, the seeds will be evenly distributed. At this critical stage, it is essential to pay close attention to the sowing process, ensuring that each seed is given the attention and care it deserves. Only then can we expect the desired results and truly unlock the full potential of our seeds. After sowing the seeds, we allow the seeds to fall to the appropriate depth with a regular rake, which can also be made of plastic. This is how the seed is precisely planted at the required depth. By ensuring a depth between 1 and 2 centimeters, you can achieve the best possible outcome. It's a proven fact that maintaining this range is crucial for success. So, keep the depth between 1 and 2 centimeters to see remarkable results. After the final rolling, I will only mention that the surface should be rolled once lengthwise and once across so that the soil is rolled correctly. Rule number 9 is watering after sowing. Please remember that when watering, do not leave puddles or water with a jet directly on the ground. Water as in this example, so that the water falls on the ground from a height like rain. Watering should be done daily for the next 2 weeks so that the top 2 centimeters of soil should not remain without water. If the sun is intense and the soil dries out quickly, water several times a day, preferably before noon and in the afternoon. If the jet is too strong, it is possible to wash away the seeds. If you do not water the soil sufficiently, there may be bald spots on the lawn. Depending on the weather conditions, you will see new grass after a few days. Spring and autumn, when the grass is usually planted, also bring challenges with earthworms because, in that period, they aerate the soil and throw their excrement on the surface in the form of small lumps. They are very useful for the ground, but when planting a new lawn, they can bring specific problems. I solved it simply. They do their thing, I do mine. When you notice that, first, allow the soil to dry slightly. Roll over the entire surface. You will not damage the new grass because it is already resistant to rolling. However, do not make circular movements with the roller because the friction would be too strong, and you would damage the young root. In this way, you will return the root to its place and avoid drying out the root. Those small lumps they throw out dry quickly, and the root of the new grass loses contact with the ground. Now we have fixed it, and after each new rolling, it is necessary to water the lawn immediately. After 2 weeks, they will no longer be a problem, but your lawn will benefit from them in the future. The first mowing should be after about 4 weeks when the grass grows to a height of 7 to 8 centimeters. A mowing height of 5 to 6 centimeters is recommended. Since these approximate values depend on the conditions, it is good to stick to the 1/3 rule. Inky can finally start hibernating during the winter. I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching.